New developments in the Jussie Smollett case. The producers of Empire say they're removing his character from the final 2 episodes of the current season. The actor met with the cast and crew yesterday. He reportedly apologized and maintains his innocence. Smollett's lawyers also firing back at Chicago authorities, saying, quote, Mr. Smollett is a young man of impeccable character and integrity and fiercely and solemnly maintains his innocence, betrayed by a system that apparently wants to skip due process and proceed directly to sentencing. Meantime, Chicago leaders continue to criticize Smollett. Mayor Rahm Emanuel saying he put the city at risk.
You have put all those real stories at risk for your fake story. That is not right. That is not right for Chicago. That is not right for what kind of city we are. That is the city I know. That is the city that actually loves people because they love the city, they care in our common humanity. And he put that all at risk. If you want to get paid more, get an agent. But don't use your sexual orientation, don't use your race, and have everybody's sympathies come to you. And it turns out none of that was true.
Wow, Mayor Emanuel getting after him, Greg.
Yeah, that's I haven't seen him that mad since Chick-fil-A.
Hey, what do you think about Smollett's lawyers blaming the system?
I wrote that down. It's the system, and again, they're using the terms that they hope ingratiate with the media. It's because blame the system. I am oppressed. This guy wasn't oppressed. He was making $60,000 to $100,000 an episode, and still only paid the 2 Nigerians $3,500. So he's worse than a liar.
And not even
he's
in
a
cash.
cheap bastard. Seriously, you know. I have a theory on why a lot of people fell for this. I don't think anybody here thought this was real. But I think a lot of students who went to college in the last decade or so are now employed in media, entertainment, human resources. And they went to college when the victimhood virus began, right? And so they've graduated and they've moved on. And they're in newspapers, they're working in television. They fall for this. They don't have the immune system to see that these stories. I'm trying to be forgiving here, but they don't have the immune system to see what a bunch of baloney this is. But if you've been around for in the real world, you would have smelled this, and you wouldn't have given it all the attention. Unfortunately, at CNN, they have a lot of people that fell for it.
I have this guy on the 2 o'clock show, The Daily Briefing today. Jesse, his name's Eric Desenhall, and he's involved in crisis management and has done a lot of big cases, celebrity cases and things like that. And he said that it is often the case that somebody who is the perpetrator of such a thing doesn't even realize, truly does not realize how much trouble they are in. And do we have the shot? Oh, we have the shot. Let's play that.
In almost every case I've ever seen, they genuinely believe themselves to be victims. Even if they did the thing they're accused of, the rationale is, I have a reason that people like you just don't understand.
And they're right, I don't understand. But should I?
Yeah, well, he's facing hard time, especially if the feds catch him on that terrorism beef. I like the old Greg Gutfeld.
Which is?
I like the unforgiving, tough as nails Greg.
Yeah.
I don't like this new forgiving Greg.
No, he's dead. It's a resolution. I'm going to forgive those who are truly victims.
Okay, well, I will not forgive anybody, okay? And
wait.
especially...
Let me just tell you something. I hate these people. There's a Greg.
Yeah, that's more like it.
There's Greg.
All right.
I will not forgive, though, Smolett's legal team, because I think they're being totally asinine. They have now victimized the Chicago Police Department and the city twice. Smollett sandbagged the police department, sent him on all these wild goose chases after they gave him the benefit of the doubt, made him waste all this time and money, and now the legal team's coming out and saying they're corrupt, this is a political prosecution, and there's an injustice taking place. That is the dumbest possible strategy I could ever imagine them taking. If I were them, I would say, innocent until proven guilty, my client will wait till all the facts came out. Maybe there's some more things that no one knows about, and then I would hunker down and go dark. What they're doing to him is a betrayal of what they should be doing as attorneys, because they're landing him in more trouble, because now the police hate him even more.
Right, because they're trying to make him a double victim.
Right.
One, because he was the fake victim of the perpetrated hoax, and now he's the victim of a system that apparently is trying to sentence him before he has his day in court.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the same thing. But yeah, they're making him out to be the victim. So what fascinated me was reading that yesterday he went to the set of the show. And he goes to the set of the show and apparently is crying heavily. He makes the crew wait 30 minutes. And then says,
This is like Jussie.
Don't ever do that.
oh my God.
Don't ever do that.
Wait a second. What's the line on the show? Where's Juan? It's Juan that makes everybody win.
All right. So he goes and he's crying. Yeah, I haven't seen you cry yet, but he's crying.
Just wait till
on
the
this
Mueller
thing.
report comes out.
I thought you thought I was going to cry.
Who knows?
All right. So anyway, he not only cries, but then he says to the crew, to the people he works with daily, that he's not guilty.
Yep.
And he promises them that this is true. He is a man of dignity and faith and integrity. I don't know what's going on.
So let's take a listen to Charles Barkley. He had comments on this, and we'll get Emily's thoughts.
America, let me just tell you something. What's that? Do not commit crimes with checks. Come on, man. You cannot, if you're going to break the law, do not write a check. Because you're writing a check that what? Behind cash. I never used an ATM. Now, you can only, I heard you can only get $200 out of Charles. 500. Stop, literally. You're going to make a lot of stops to the ATM. You know what you should have did? What's that? Just went up in Liam Neeson's neighborhood. You could have solved all your damn problems.
That was a great line.
That's good.
That was excellent.
I mean, we're having, obviously, the Chicago Police Department in Chicago is not laughing, but that was a little moment of levity.
Yeah, I thought that was funny, and I liked the humor that it brought to it. I will say, I obviously agree with you.
Obviously.
Obviously.
I like you, Emily.
Let me rephrase
You're hired.
it. Let me rephrase it. As an attorney, I agree with you that the strategy deployed right now by his legal team is it's surprising, and they are calling attention to the wrong aspect, to the wrong angle. And you are right that they should have been behind the scenes doing all that they can to mitigate what is, frankly, a personal offense being taken by the city of Chicago. Right? We've seen the mayor, we've seen the superintendent. That city is not forgiving anyone anytime soon. And interestingly, you know, I see this kind of digging in and refusing to admit anything. Oftentimes, when the weight of the government comes and turns its eye to you, but here it could literally be some type of case of narcissism, whereas you were saying earlier, when you honestly believe that you are in the right and that no matter what, even if you acknowledge the physical execution of something, that you're not actually guilty. That's what Bill Cosby is doing from prison right now.
Is he misremembering?
He's the victim.
Didn't we have? When did we last talk about misremembering?
Ryan Williams?
Recovered memories or something like that. I don't know. I think that he can't afford to confess yet. Oh, I think what he's going to do, though, is
he's going
to talk about a drug problem,
Yeah,
because that's what I would do. Hey, you know what I think?
But let me just say, that won't get him off, Greg.
Yeah.
Because what we saw from Rahm Emanuel, what was really great was emotion. And Rahm Emanuel said his mother came to, when she was in Chicago, was working for racial justice. And he says what Smollett did, and I think Barkley picked up on this, he's making it harder now for people because racists will say that anybody who says that they are a victim is a liar.
Well,
and bigots will say that it's okay in terms of homophobia.
Well, hopefully that is not true. And I'll say
that's the worst way to look at it.
And law enforcement actually took him seriously for 3 weeks. That's why they're mad.
Yeah.
All right.